morning, everyone. Welcome to our service. Yay! Okay. morning, CSL Simi Valley. Oh, what a lovely morning. Feeling some blessings. Are you feeling super blessed or what?
Yes.
Good. Are you feeling abundant and prosperous?
Yes.
Is your heart open?
Yes.
All right, you've been really well set up for this. So, yeah. Our singer today, Coco, has a close relationship with the island of Maui. Her son lives there, Tavis. My cousin lived there for 10 years. I was just there in February, walking along Front Street. My heart is just cracked open. I stood under the banyan tree and danced to Hawaiian music, and all that's gone. You've seen it. The death toll up to 93 now. 2,200 buildings. It's the largest wildfire mortality rate in America ever in the history of wildfires. So it's just devastating, as you know. But because of Coco's close connection, we have an opportunity to support in a couple of ways. One is, is he a chef? Is Tavis a chef as well? He's a restaurateur.
Yeah.
He's a restaurateur, and he's connected with this guy, Chef Sato, who is serving 500 meals daily to the volunteers and support people that are working at Maui. So if you'd like to support Chef Sato, it takes him $1,500 every day to feed these folks, these 500 volunteers. You could go to gofund.me, and this is also going to be in your e-blast this week. You can take a picture now, but it's also going to be in your e-blast later on this week. So that's to do directly on the ground, people that are working, getting 500 meals every day from this chef right here. If you feel a larger desire to support, you can do this. You can do the Red Cross, because the Red Cross, of course, is amazing. And as I mentioned, let's go to the next one, John. As I mentioned, there are still people that have not been found yet, and maybe you know somebody. Like my cousin's got friends. Maybe you know somebody in Hawaii you haven't heard from. You can call this number, and then option 1 will help you find people that you can't connect with because there's no phone service, there's no electricity still, and there's still 4 fires raging there as well. You can also text. If you want to text $10, you can just text the word Red Cross to 90999, and that automatically will donate $10 right away. Or if you want to do more, you can send a check, and we have donation forms just like this that you can fill out and send a check in. You can go to the Red Cross website and get all this same information because they're right on the ground always. And there are other ways. There's Maui United Way. There's all kinds of ways to support. But I just want to encourage you. We've had it. We know. We have Paradise here in California. We had Greenwood. We had Santa Rosa. We had Napa. We had our own community here that suffered and experienced fire. We know what that's all about. We've got search and rescue people from California that are going to Maui. So we know how to deal with this kind of thing. We can give our heart, we can give our abundance, we can give our prosperity. I hope you will consider doing some of that. Okay? You can have more than 15 seconds. Get your stuff up here.
Just real quickly.
No, come so they can hear you, and they're going to kill the reverbs. You can talk into your mic. And
My son, who is basically a silent partner in this restaurant, going to open another one. They have a food truck. They have a food truck, a restaurant, the whole number, and they're doing very well. But I don't know if I can get through this.
I'll stand with you.
He was like 7 or 8. We were in the kitchen living up in San Jose, and we're making sandwiches, tuna sandwiches or something. Some guy comes to the door, young man looking for work. Basically, can I clean your gutters? Can I do this or that? And we didn't really need it or anything, so I'm so sorry. And the guy takes off and starts walking down the street. My son Tavis, this guy, makes one of the sandwiches and goes running down the street to give it to this guy. And now I'm talking to him the first day of this, and he goes, Mom, we got to make 300 sandwiches and go bring them out to the thing. He's crying, I'm crying, and I'm crying now. But anyway, that's what that's all about.
And that's the heart. That's the heart of this man. That's the heart that you have. That's the heart that we have. So, yeah, definitely want to put that out there. We go through every month, we have a volunteer of the month. Now, this is not easy to figure out. I mean, I think you probably if you shopped in the last month around here, you probably might have a hint as to who the volunteer of the month might be. It could be. That's right, Diane Klimczak. Get on up here. I'm staring at her. She's looking at me like, what? What? Yes, you are. This is like physical therapy. No.
Thank you. As I told you before, when I came into this teaching, I was taught time, talent, and treasure. And you can't go wrong. You can't go wrong because we're a community, and I cannot thank you enough. I couldn't have done that without you. And I couldn't have done it without Pat. And Pat isn't here, but Pat Schaefer was a big help. She helped a lot. And, you know, it's my honor to serve. And I've always said, instead of putting your hand out, put your hand up. Those were the things I learned when I first came here.
That's lovely. It's good to remember. Thank you, Diane. Thank you for your support and your service.
Thank you.
We have another one of our really fun events coming up Friday. Drum circle. Come on out in the classroom. Burl. It's hard to say burl. No, it's burl. We'll be out here drumming, so come join him on Friday for that. So many ways and opportunities we have to make our mission and vision statement come alive. We'd like to remind ourselves of it each week. Here it is on the screen. Let's say it together and begin the rest of the service. Here we go. We're community, inclusive, loving, and authentic. We celebrate all paths to God in gratitude, empowering self and others. We serve compassionately through outreach, inspiration, and education. That's who we are. That's why we're here. And here's what we do. Thank you, Elaine.
Thank you.
Fresh from Asilomar.
Thank you. I'm going to pray us in a second. I just wanted to let you know what my inspiration is today. From Asilomar, there's Harold Payne sang a song. I can't get it out of my head. And I won't sing because I'm not a singer, but I'll tell you some of the lyrics. This is my tribe. This is my tribe. The place where I thrive, where I come alive. This is my tribe. And so I felt it there and I feel it here. And with that spirit, I go into this prayer of knowing that we are one, that there is only one in community, one in individual love, one expressing through each and every unique individual here in this community. And I know that we gather here in love and in joy and this spirit of oneness to learn, to grow, to expand our consciousness, to learn through this inspired words of Reverend Stephen and to be uplifted by this wonderful music. I know that each one leaves this place with the perfect message they need to grow. I am so grateful for this community where we thrive and come alive. I release this word into the law where I know it is already so, and so it is.
So it is.
Thank you for this day, Spirit. Thank you for this day. Thank you for this day, Spirit. Thank you for this day. This healing day. This healing day. This healing day.
continue to hold this space for our Cosmic Kid program. And I had a Cosmic Kid moment this morning when Coco was telling me about her friend Fruth, who's here from Missouri, and they've known each other since eternity. They wouldn't tell me how many years, so I figured it's just a long time. And apparently, Coco was performing at a Cosmic Kid event, a youth event at Buckhorn Camp, and Elaine was in the audience, listening.
Both teens there at teen camp.
You were singing.
Well, I was singing.
She's always singing.
I'm always singing, but yeah, we
You,
were there together.
you were there together, but you were singing still. Okay.
I was singing "Let There Be Peace on Earth."
Let there be peace on earth, and let it begin with me. Isn't that a sweet song? Let there be peace on earth, a peace that was meant to be. Now here's where it gets confusing. With God as my
Power.
loved ones all are we. Let us walk with each other in perfect harmony. Let peace begin with me. Let this be the moment now. With every step I take, let this be my
Joyous vow.
to take each moment and live each moment in peace eternally. Let there be peace on earth, and let it begin with me. Yes, indeed. You know what? We might have to bring that back for a while. We might have to bring, you know, because September is our service month. Maybe just for the month of September, we could have that be our. Yeah, I know. Like, is it solemn vow, joyous vow, source, when God, when Him? Yeah, we can figure that out. Okay, I'm back. Elaine, it's on you. Get me off this. Don't give the minister a mic, please.
Okay, I will read the affirmation alone, and then we'll all join in and say it together. The affirmation for today: I take the time each day consciously feeling, sensing, and knowing my life expresses as good, useful, fulfilling experiences. Together. I take the time each day consciously feeling, sensing, and knowing my life expresses as good, useful, fulfilling experiences. So the reading that I picked for today is from today's Signs of Mind magazine, and it's the reading for today. I came across it and went, I think this fits perfectly. And so it's from today's, the August 2023 issue. The daily guide's written by Reverend Dr. Ron Fox. He's the senior minister at CSL Space Coast in Melbourne, Florida. So he starts with two little quotes from two other people, and then he has his thing. From Lao Tzu, he says, "Be content with what you have. Rejoice in the way things are. When you realize there is nothing lacking, the whole world belongs to you." And from Ernest Holmes, "If you listen to peace, you will experience it. If you listen for truth, you will hear it. If you listen to power, you will receive it. If you listen to wholeness, you will discover it." And Reverend Dr. Fox's piece today is called "Stop, Breathe, and Give Thanks." There is a fable about a king who offers a prize to the artist who can paint the best picture of peace. There are two finalists. One paints a picture of a calm lake, a blue sky with fluffy clouds and mountains all around. The other artist paints an angry sky, dark clouds, and a mountain with a raging waterfall. Behind the waterfall is a bush, growing in a crack in a rock. In the bush sits a mother bird on her nest in perfect peace. The king chose the second picture. The fable's moral is that peace is an inside job. We can be in perfect peace no matter what our external conditions are. When Thich Nhat Hanh led Plum Village, he would periodically ring a mindfulness bell. When it sounded, everyone would stop, take 3 mindful breaths, and then go on with what they were doing. This is something we can all do. Simply choose a common act, and when it occurs, pause for a few seconds to be mindful. Give yourself the grace to stop throughout the day and notice the blessings around you. I promise you'll find the list infinitely good and growing.
Lovely. Oh, no, it's amazing. When you hear the song we're about to sing, you'll be like, wow, synchronicity.
One mine? Okay.
Coco Dolenz.
I hear the music. I hear the music down in my soul. Down in my soul. I hear the music. I hear the music down in my soul. Down in my soul. I hear the music. I hear the music down in my soul. Down in my soul. And the whole wide world is my home. Now I've got a new day. I've got a new day down in my soul. Down in my soul. I've got a new day. I've got a new day. All down in my soul. Down in my soul. Every day's a new day. Down in my soul. Down in my soul. And the whole wide world is my home. Now I love the silence down in my soul. I love the silence down in my soul. I love the silence. I hear it down in my soul. And the whole wide world is my home. Now I feel the power, down in my soul. I feel the power, oh, it's down in my soul. I feel the power, down in my soul. And the whole wide world is my home. And the whole wide world, it's my home. Thank you, ladies.
Coco. Coco-licious.
Thank you.
Now is the time for our gap meditation. That's our God awareness place. The little space in between your thoughts where you can maybe become aware of your oneness. So this is just 3 minutes, and Cherie will keep us time and play us out. And so let us begin. Thank you, Cherie. And I invite you all to make meditation a part of your daily spiritual practice. As you can see, even just 3 minutes can make a big difference in your day.
Come back up, Coco. Mistakes that I have made. I am not the things that caused me pain. I am not the pieces of the dream I left behind. I am light. I am light. The color of my eyes, I am not the skin on the outside. I am not my age, I am not my race, my soul inside is light. I am light, I am light. Divinity divine. I am the God on the inside. I am a star, a piece of it all. I am light.
Coco Dolenz. Yes, yes, you are light. We are light. Beautiful. Thank you, Donna. So last week we were diving into our limitless passion. And then there's that energy that comes with that. Oh, I found my passion. Maybe it's time to take a little time to percolate on that. We start rushing out. We are in such a rush world. Everything has to come so fast. Instant. I love the time I was blessed enough to be able to have some help around the house. And the lady who was working for me at the time, or working with me, looked outside. And I had just redone the house, and the yard was a mess. There was no grass and just dirt. And the next week she came, and there was grass. She goes, "You Americans, you can't even wait for grass to grow." Because I had to hire the sod guy to come out and roll some sod out there. I can't deal with having dirt. I mean, we just want everything. But percolating, the gradual time it takes. You know, we soar with these wonderful ideas, but then we have to go into the space of imagination and allow the ideas to float into that deeper space. You know, percolate does mean a gradual filtration, to permeate. And we talk about in Science Mind, to permeate thought, to fill our thoughts with the ideas of what it is we want and how we want our life to be and how it should feel. What is that all about? Not how it's going to happen, how it should feel. What is that energy? But our attention is, at least my attention, as you know, you see me up here, squirrel. It's, right? I mean, one minute we're talking about Maui, the next minute we're singing Let There Be Peace on Earth. I mean, so many choices. And the mind can get pulled away by a news article, a person pulls in front of you, the social media, enough likes, not enough likes, hits, you know. Wow. But we can also choose to put our attention on spirit. We can choose to put our attention on that larger thing, that larger presence. And when you're doing that, when I'm doing that, I need to sit in the meditative space. I need a little time to filter my thoughts, to have it permeate my consciousness, to allow it to gradually sink in, because there's so much coming from that space. And by doing so, I avoid mental malnourishment. You know, that's what happens when I I had it last night. I woke up in the middle of the night because I wanted to see if I could see any of the Perseid meteor shower. So there I am laying out in my backyard. And I'm in L.A., you know, I'm in the valley. There's ain't nothing but Universal glowing over here and Studio City glowing over there. But I managed to see one little brief. But here's the mental malnourishment part. Came back in the house, I opened up Facebook to see if anybody else had seen any meteor showers. What the heck? And if they had, what do I care? I didn't see it, they saw it. But that's the thing. See, this is why we need to permeate. We need to take time to percolate on the spiritual truths around us, because the choices we have and the draw and the pull of all those different things. Why am I scrolling Facebook at 4 o'clock in the morning? It's craziness, you see. It's better to just imagine, to saturate my mind with what I want my life to be, how I want it to feel, what I see, not to set up a blueprint. You know, I'm not an architect of the universe. That's the infinite intelligence, the architect. But I am a dreamer of what is there. I mean, I have this creative imagination of what is there. And so when I can hold the vision, then the supreme architect, if you want to go and personify what God is, the supreme architect can get about using his clarity of that infinite mind to easily bring about my experience in my life. So I can accomplish my goal when I recognize that my mind and God's mind are one mind. The eye with which I see God is the same eye with which God sees me, my stark heart tells us. And the eye, the soul, the heart, is that eye that reaches to everything. And then we get to spontaneously drop into our good. Not spontaneous like, whoop, 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 you know, not that crazy kind of spontaneous. Spontaneous also means naturally happening. Naturally happening, self-acting. We are self-acting, naturally creative beings. And so when we come up with an idea, that's spontaneity coming up through us. Doesn't mean we have to act on it just like that. We don't have to be in the Excedrin life, 3 minutes and get your headache is gone. We don't have to do that, but we can step into it. Dr. Holmes tells us in this thing called you, he says, you are a spontaneous, self-choosing choosing center in life, in the great drama of being, the great joy of becoming, the certainty of eternal expansion. We are going to expand and grow. Can we do it from that space of joy? Can we step into the great drama of being? Not drama like, oh my God, it has so much drama. No, I'm talking about the beautiful story of becoming the greatest part of our life that we can experience. That's what he's telling us, and that's what we get to do when we can dive into just a little bit of time out to percolate, to let the flow happen. And then to expand our mind. He talks about the eternal expansion. The expansion is in our mind, right? We have a direct link to the one mind because we are connected to it in every way. You can't separate from it. The first thought you have, maybe not. But the second thought, definitely a God thought. And how does the second thought happen? You slow down to allow it to lift up and to fold. Because what we know is the things we think about, we bring about. You want stress? You're thinking stress? You feeling stressful? You get in your car, you drive down the road. We've proven it. You know what happens when you get in the car in that stress mode. There's red lights. The people in front of you are getting, everything is frustrating. Boom, 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 boom. Can't get your hand off the horn. But you do your morning meditation. You maybe percolate some beans, got some good coffee you drank, and you sat back. You did your morning reading, a couple journal pages or something. Get in your car. You're like, hey, go ahead. You go first. You know? Come to the stop sign, do both come at the same time? No, you go. No, you go. You go. You go. Then you know that both of you guys did your meditation that morning, right? But see, this idea of percolating, this idea of slowing down, this idea of saturating our mind with our good, the idea of letting it flow into us, to settle down into us, is something that's going to activate our inner sense. Remember I talked about last week, inner sense, inner sense, inner sense, inner sense, inner sense. As we get into our inner sense, we become more childlike, and wonder starts to flow into our experience. And new things start showing up because we're just like, ooh, and everything's just beautiful. That activation also activates our joy. It activates our purpose, puts us into a space of knowing, stepping into the flow of life. You know, it's not by accident. So many lessons from the universe and from the earth, from Mother Earth. Tangent, 30 seconds, please. I'm on my way to the World Parliament of Religions. It's going to be in a wonderful event. It's in Chicago. I'll be gone for a week. Dr. Sue will be here next week. Rob's going to host. So I'm looking through the program. There's so much stuff. It's like trying to pick a movie from Netflix or Prime. What one am I going to watch? What program am I going to go? But there was one, it's called Home. Honor Our Mother Earth. Oh, I can't wait to go to that one. The lessons that we get from Mother Earth. Like the Dead Sea and the Sea of Galilee. 82 miles apart. One of them is teeming with life. The other one's dead. Thus the name. Right? What's the difference? They're both being fed by the River Jordan. Exactly. Coco just said it. One does not have an outlet. The Dead Sea, the water comes in, it doesn't go out. Sea of Galilee, the water comes in, it flows out on the other side. Therefore, there's life. There's circulation. That's us. See, we want to be the Sea of Galilee. We want to live in circulation. We want to allow these ideas to percolate in so then we can let them flow out. When you're putting your coffee in the percolator, it doesn't just build up in there. No, it percolates. It comes down and makes a nice, great cup of coffee. That's what we want to be. We want to be in that kind of a flow. We want to be the Galilee Sea, you see. And percolation is part of our tools. There's tools to help us do this percolating process. Meditation, right? Meditation, we just allow and listen and let that gap space speak to us. There's visualization, where we hold the idea in mind. You know, this is how I want to see it. That's how I want to feel. And then there's this wonderful one, living in the result. Living in the result. It's not wanting or desiring it so much. It's having it and going, this is what it feels like. I like this idea of being rich. Yeah, that feels really great. I like this idea of my new job and being happy and comfortable every time I go to work. To live in that space, you see. What I'm talking about is practicing a level of awareness. Awareness of the feeling of having. Awareness of the feeling of having. Neville Goddard talks about the feeling. It's all about the feeling tone. We can feel into that. And then when you begin to do that, listen, and as you listen, get ready. Because then the universe is going to start flooding in your good. Opportunities are going to start showing up. Your resistance is going to start showing up. I can't do that. That happens too fast. I don't know how to do that. I'm not qualified for that. That's all just resistance to the flow that's coming through. Those are all Dead Sea thoughts coming at you. But you're going to say, no, I'm living in the Sea of Galilee. I'm going to flow through this. I'm going to move through this stuff. I'm not afraid of what it is for me to do. Rick Warren, in that wonderful book, Purpose-Driven Life, and from a science of mind perspective, that's a challenging book to read. But if you read it, I guarantee you, there's stuff in there. And one of the things he says is, it's not enough to keep learning and learning more and more. We must act on what we know and practice what we claim to believe. Do you practice what you claim to believe? When the divine ideas flow to you, do you Dead Sea those ideas, or do you let them flow and get into action and step into doing it? Do you Galilee those ideas? Is that what's happening for you? See, as we allow things to percolate, it also releases pressure, and that release of pressure causes the flow and builds momentum. It gives us the energy to take off and do what we want to do. Builds our passion by activating those 3 tools, or as I like to think of them as toys. Call them tools: meditation, visualization, living in the end, living in the result. But they're really toys in some ways. If you think about, and I've talked about this before, and I want to help people shift to that. That's my own personal shift. Tools, one, they assume that something's broken. We're not broken. And the other thing, tools, and I know people will say, yeah, but you use tools to create things. I get that. But there's this other thought, toys. If I take meditation and turn it into a toy, I can play with it. I can create with it. I'm lighter about it. You know, toys. If you see kids playing with their toys, I mean, I can never forget when I was a kid, my dad saved up all this money to buy me this erector set. You know, when your parents are, when you're young and your parents are young, they work hard to make something happen. He worked hard to buy me that erector set and to buy my mother a brand new set of pots and pans, because it was 1964. And men did buy stuff like that for their wives back then. Dad, you would not do that for Margaret today, would you? You would not buy her pots and pans unless she wanted a La Crusade pot. But anyway, point is, she's got all these new pots. She's so excited about them, she puts them into the cabinet and takes all the old pots out. And I played with the old pots and built a town with them, because they were now toys for me. Dad saw the tools of the erector set. Why are you not building a city with the erector set? Because I got the pots and pans. Because I was doing toys. See, this is what toys do. So take your spiritual practices, and if you have any kind of challenge around them, turn them from a tool into a toy. It'll be more fun that way. So back to Neville for a minute. The feeling thing. The feeling thing. Feeling creates a mold, and the mold opens the door for the universe to deliver your good into you. See, the universe wants to give you your good, but it needs to know what form it's going to take. So we kind of hold the idea in form, and the universe can pour in its plastic creativity to fill the mold. That's what's happening as we percolate on our ideas. And then once we know our passion, and know our vision, and know our mission, know what we want to do, like Tony Bennett, God rest his soul. Tony Bennett was sitting around having a conversation 40 years ago, 50 years ago with Clive Davis. You guys know who Clive Davis is? Man, what an amazing music giant he is. So when Clive Davis tells you, yo, Tony, dude, you should probably stop singing these classics. Things are changing. You need to sing new music. Tony Bennett said, no, I like singing the classics. I'm going to keep singing the classics. 85 years old. He becomes the oldest person to be on the Billboard Top 100 with his album Duet. Why? Because he kept singing the classics. Why? Because he knew his purpose. He knew his vision. He had percolated on these ideas. So when a giant like Clive Davis is changing music, he says, no, this is who I am. This is what I'm going to do. Do you know yourself well enough and strong enough in your belief about who you are, where you're going, and what you want to do? Have you percolated on your ideas? Have you filtered your ideas through your consciousness so you can say to the quote-unquote expert, nah, I'm not going to do that. That ain't me. Here's what I'm going to do. So you can have your Billboard album or whatever the equivalent would be for your life, you know? And Tony Bennett, he was pretty cool. He did other things. He marched at the bridge on Selma. He got a lot of money, civil rights and arts and cancer research. But the point is, he did what Howard Thurman says that we should all try to do. Howard Thurman says, do not ask what the world needs. Ask what makes you come alive and go do it, because what the world needs is people who have come alive. Are you ready to come alive? Have you sat with your vision, your idea of who and what you want to be and how you want to be in life to the point that it brings you this, I just can't wait to get up in the morning and get back to work doing that thing. That's where we want to be. That's the excitement. I mean, that's why we're here. But it takes mastering our minds. We must master our minds. Somebody told me this one a few months back, and you'll have to put the right word in there because I'm not going to say it. But it says, the quote is, your mind is like an untrained puppy, and if you don't train it, it will everywhere. Right? What word did you guys hear? That word. Yes. So we must, this percolating process, this slowing down process, this visionary process, this thinking process, that is about slowing the mind down so we can master our minds. And not master our minds in the way of taming it like the quote is. It just brings attention to it. It's really that what we want to do is to become the master of mind. See, to be able to be aware of it. Because it's going to have some wonky thoughts. That's just the way it is. But if we can step back into the awareness, if we've slowed down enough into the awareness and go, oh, that's a wonky thought. Let's not do that one. That's what we're talking about. That's the kind of mastery of the mind that we're talking about. The kind of where we can build our resources to live into a sense of imagination, that we can be a success because we see success. Where we can suspend judgment of ourselves. Because, oh my God, the stuff we say to ourselves, if somebody else said it to me, I'd be like, but to myself, I'm just like, oh, that kind of talk. What did Bob Newhart say? Stop it, right? And the same kind of thing, suspend judgment of others, that others throw at us. We gotta stay in the place. We gotta Tony Bennett that. No, Cloud, I'm not gonna do it. You gotta Tony Bennett that stuff, right? We got to stay in that because our goal's there. If we can see the goal, it already exists. If we can see the vision, if we can feel what it's like to have it, then it's already existing, see? Don't say no to your dreams. Don't say no to your truth. Don't ask questions of it. If anything, ask questions of why you're not getting it. What's holding you back from it? Those are the questions. Not, is this my reality? It's like, what's stopping me from that reality? And let's move through that. And if you can't do it on your own, boom, there she is. Practitioner. They're there to help you do that. That's what we do, see? We got to be like Sinead O'Connor, like know it. Like she was this amazing singer, and kind of feeling my death of musicians. I loved her, and I loved Tony Bennett. But somebody called her a pop star. She says, no, I'm not a pop star. I'm just a challenged soul who likes to scream into a microphone. See, she knew what her truth was. No compromises. When injustice showed up, she became very activated. Started writing songs about it, telling people all kinds of things. Got in trouble over it. She threatened her career because of her statements that she was going to do, you know. She empowered others through her music. Can you empower others through your actions, through your beliefs, through your understanding? Say, I've done the work, and I know this is where I'm going to go. And you may not like it, but this is the work that I'm here to do. This is my call. I understand my purpose. This author I passed through this week, a guy named Bob Goff. Any relation? Do you know this guy? He wrote a book called Big Dream. Call him up. Call your cuz up, man. He says, a long time ago, a friend told me there's a difference between whittling and carving. One is just killing time. The other is laden with purpose. Keep carving. Don't go through life whittling. Carve. And why are you carving? It's like the guy that was, the two guys that are building the cathedral. And one guy says, what are you doing? I'm laying bricks. The other guy said, I'm building a cathedral. You got to know. You see, the other guy was living in that end result. He understood what he was doing, right? That's where we want to get to. That's the journey. We want to, like when you're smelling the coffee, you could taste it too. You know that. You've chosen the beans. You got the right blend. You put it in the grinder. You get the water. You let it percolate. You manage to take time to make coffee, or in my case, tea, and let it steep, but same thing. You take the time to do that. Can you take the time to do it with your deepest desires, your deepest wants, and your deepest needs? Can you hold that vision? Now, here's another toy. This one involves a friend. A trusted friend, a trusted solar advisor. And you say to them, you give them your vision. You've kind of figured out what it is. And you've told them the story. And then they tell you the I remember when. Like I know I'm going to use Pam and Bruce because they don't have it. I know. I keep doing that to you guys, but it's because I'm so impressed that you did the avocado thing, right? Let's say before you did that, you wanted to do the avocado thing. You come and you say it. I remember when you guys were living in the city, but now you're living out in the country. You got this great avocado farm, and you take all these wonderful trips. You go all these great places, and your wonderful grandparents. That's the I remember when. The person hasn't had it yet. They're in the vision space of it. But the trusted friend just talks about it in the I remember when space, Like 20 years ago, the I remember when would be, I remember when you were all spun out about whether you're ever going to be a weatherman again. And now here you are speaking to this beautiful community in Simi Valley, and you're having a great time every day, and you just love to wake up in the morning and read spiritual texts. What a great life. I remember when you're telling that. Are you with me? You're telling that story today. It's kind of like a different kind of affirmation, but somebody's affirming that for you. Another really good tool when you percolate it and you got the idea. So these are what I'm sharing with you now are what Nikola Tesla calls the secrets of the universe. He talks about like meditation. Meditation is very much like energy. It's like feeling, feeling the energy. And the other one is visualization. Visualization is very much like the frequency. He calls it energy, frequency, and vibration. He says those are the secrets of the universe. Energy, frequency, and vibration. And so energy for me is like meditation, like feeling. And frequency, that's tuning in. That's a visualization, tuning into the vision, what it is. And then the vibration is resonating. This is how it is. This is staying in that, living in the space of what is. See, Louise Colley, who writes a lot about this guy Neville, says that we need to make our belief into a way of life so that the power within us is used naturally and often. That's our joy. That's our journey. That's our opportunity. And it begins with taking time to settle in, filter, saturate, permeate, percolate. And so it is. Okay, let's take time to do our affirmation, shall we? I take time each day consciously feeling, sensing, and knowing my life expresses as good and useful experiences. So I also believe we're here to do something for someone else. We're here to live in relationship. We're here to share our gifts to lift the tide of the planet for everyone. This rugged individualism, it's gone. It's all about rugged communally living. That's what we got to do, cooperative living. So in this moment, I just want to anchor that idea through prayer, to recognize the divine presence, the infinite intelligence that is showing up as each and every one of us, knowing that we are like the giant aspens. We're one entity with many different roots showing up in these different sprouts as these different individualized people, purposes, passions, ideas, goals, visions. And as we hold those visions for ourselves, what we know, since the infinite mind knows all and experiences and expresses through each and every one of us, that what we are here to do is uniquely designed to lift the opportunity for joy for everyone collectively. So stepping into that, I recognize that that call that I receive is not a selfish call. It's not a single call. It's not a just me opportunity or experience. It's a through me for everyone experience. It's a by me for everything opportunity. It's about me to be about everyone, to surround us all in a space of harmony, joy, right action, peace, abundance, energy, flow. So I speak this word for each and every one of us here right now, that we step into our purpose fully, that we sit in a moment of percolation, a moment of ideation, a moment of just settling into what is mine to do, and then we have the power and the presence and the knowledge and the wisdom to do it, to hear the answers, to take a notice of the nudges, and to step into the opportunity to express more fully the joy and the purpose of our lives. This is the power of this moment. This is the power of this word, and I know it is true for each and every person here. And we feel it, and we take it into action as we release this word into an infinite law that makes it so by its presence in our lives, as our lives, through our lives, and so it is. There has been a lot of stuff happening. So, look at that. All right. So that's wonderful. I'm so grateful. But I have a question. Diane, what happened? 43 cents. 43 cents? Really? You told everybody every week. What'd you say? Round up, round up, round off. I don't want to deal with change. You got 43 cents here. Who has 57 cents in their pocket right now? Okay, great. Give it to Diane. She needs to have service because I think this number needs to be 2148 so she can sleep tonight. This is the largest holiday boutique we've had. It's wonderful. Thank you so much. All right, everybody, hands up, bend at the shoulder. Good job. Good job. Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. Okay. There's something else. Is there another slide? I think there's something else showing up. John, please advance. Oh, all right. Yeah, that stuff. You know all that stuff. I thought there was some. Oh, I know what the other thing is. I knew there was something else. So September is our service month. We're going to do all kinds of things. We're going to have a Red Cross blood drive day, and all kinds of things. It'll be on the calendar. I don't know them all in my head right now. But these, Kathy Burt and Dee Malure, would decorate their giving envelopes each week. And Bridget kept all of these. These are D's. And she did text me, would you give those to Gary when you go past him, please? We're going to give those back to Gary. No. Those are all just D's. These are yours.
Well, no, this one's mine, this one's mine.
We'll give them to him. Come on.
I don't want to fall down.
Well, this is the point. This is important.
I won't talk long.
No, go ahead. Tell them what you're going to do on September 3rd.
This is like Dee's, can you guys hear me?
Yes,
Okay.
Yes.
This is like one of Dee's legacies. She has so many legacies, but I one day was taking the collection and Dee was putting in these spectacularly beautiful, hold it please, look at this, envelopes. And I went, oh my God, Dee, what is this? She goes, I visualize and I send love while I color with my markers, and then I tithe. I put my tithe in this. And I said, I want to do that. So she was the one that inspired me to do it. Yeah, so she gets all the credit.
Okay, so now what are you going to do?
So I've been continuing it, and now Stephen had the great idea that we should all get together on a Sunday, and I think it's going to be September 3rd.
Yeah.
And let's all play with a new toy, all of our markers, and just make pretty envelopes. And then, yes, please,
and then
everybody.
every Sunday, the ushers will have a basket full of blank envelopes with colors, and then you can pick one out to put your gift in if you care to do so. And
Because
even if you're auto-tither, you can pick one up and drop it in a basket just for the joy. Instead of doing like this, you can do like this and have that same energy happen, okay?
We can have just a vat of beautiful envelopes for people to use.
Yep.
Because I've been for sure making one a month, but it would be great to make more than one. I used to be so intimidated by a big piece of paper that I'd never get around to doing my magnum opus, because I like to think I'm an artist, but just doing a little envelope every month, it's not like paralyzing,
Yeah,
you know? It's
yeah.
very accessible, it's no big deal. And then it just explodes into more creativity, okay? So let's do it.
Beautiful. I love it.
Please.
I love it.
Please, please,
So we'll
please.
do that on September 3rd. That's a great way to get you to stick around and give blood, too.
All right, let's take that with me.
Okay, I'll keep that. All right. Let's do our affirmation of abundance. Here you go. Divine love, it's doing its perfect work here and now. Divine love harmonizes. Divine love adjusts. Divine love prospers. Divine love foresees everything and richly provides every good thing for the world, Center for Spiritual Living, Simi Valley, and me now. Divine love prevails. You'll notice some of the announcements look a little brief. That's because all the details are on the website. If you see something you don't have a full question from it, go to the website. You will find the information you need about the events that are coming up.
I'm so grateful for this collection of energy, of love and support and belief in this community. I receive it with gratitude and love, and I know it goes out to build this community and grow this community and out into the larger community of Simi Valley and to the world. And so it is.
So it is. We got one last song from Miss Coco.
I brought in some of my art and stuff, and I'm just I want everybody to take one. I've got some little affirmation cards. They expect you. This one is, well, they're like postcards that you can send to someone. I do them, and then I made a little, someone suggested I do, to visit my Etsy store. Bunch of right? Visit my, and I put like a little coupon thing so you can get like a discount. I can't remember how much I did.
What's in your Etsy store?
Well, I've got music. I've got music and you can download it, so we don't waste the plastic all that
Yeah.
stuff, right? Download it, and some artwork. It's a little sparse right now because I'm in the middle. But anyway, so if pick up one of these.
Thank you.
Oh, and this song, he's talking about percolating, and then and this is a song by Jerry Florence, who was a member of a group called Alliance in the day. Oh, God, a long time ago, right? Jerry's no longer with us, but his music publishing thing was called Go With The Flow. And this was written in 1981, this song. I've done it for a few years. And it's called Fly, and it's wonderful. Okay. Like the birds in the sky, like the ones who don't know they're not supposed to fly. I wanna fly. Do you wanna fly? Like the bumblebee whose body is too big for his wings. He looks to the sky and starts to sing, and then he flies. Do you want to fly? Now I'm letting go of the things that tie me down. I soar to the future high above the ground, and up here I see why it's taken me so long to let go. Now I'm finally free to fly. I do want to fly. Do you want to fly? Now we once believed that the world was flat, but one man was brave, he took a chance to fly. I wanna fly. Do you wanna fly? Now I'm letting go of the things that tie me down. I soar to the future high above the ground. Up here and see why it's taken me so long to let go. Now I'm finally free to fly. I wanna fly. Do you wanna fly? I wanna fly. Do you wanna fly? I wanna fly. Do you wanna fly? All right. Do you wanna fly? I wanna fly. Here we go. Do you wanna fly? Something like that. Thank you. Who's my muffin over there dancing? Some little person over there is like dancing with me.
Is Travis dancing? That's the answer. My answer is yes. I want to fly. Sweet. Okay. Man, so many. I just love the energy of all the folks that are here to support the center and the service each week. Kathy Burt was our lead on the service team this week, and she's being supported with Linda Moore and Deborah Owen. If you'd like to be on a service team, talk to Kathy or talk to Ron. I think Ron was on a service team today as well, and you can find out how to get into the rotation for that, because it's a lovely thing to do. Deborah, thanks so much for doing the stage work. Appreciate that. Greg's up in the booth today. Oh, Colin's up there too. Wonderful. Double duty. That's great. The Soul Purpose Band. Steve Fowler, Bob Townley, Randy Jones. Great job with the sound system, and of course led by Cherie and Elaine and Cassandra. Thank you so much. We have a new person that's working the sound system, and that's Tony Gopp. And I want to thank him for that, stepping in to do that.
Great job, Tony.
Did a great job.
You're hired.
I went to sit next to him during the rehearsal just to check in and see how it was going, and his comment was, the band does this because you guys were, like, you were telling them some instruction or something, and they were just, and he goes, they do this every week? They learn all these songs, and how do they do that? It's amazing, isn't it? You guys are so impressive. And you know, first day out, he caught it. He goes, God, they just adjust on the fly. This is why our musicians come in. All our guest artists, they come in. Because the guest artists work with bands all the time, but they have rehearsals with these bands all the time. They don't
do it all in one day.
They do it all, not just even one day. They do it in one morning in 45 minutes. They do what a regular band does all week long. Okay, on Thursday we're going to rehearse this song, and on Friday this song, and maybe we'll do that song again. No, all of it in 45 minutes.
Right.
Yeah.
Stupid
So
clock.
thank you, Coco, for being here and putting them through their workout today. Appreciate that. Costa and Lane will be doing work in the office, and Kathy B too, Kathy Bird as well. All right, thank you so much for all of the folks that are doing things. I got a class coming up. It's going to be called Change Your Thinking, Change Your Life. Starts on September 12th. Do come out for that class. The details are on the website for more about it. If you've had foundations, it's going to repeat some of that material, but we're going to add in something called Change Your Questions, Change Your Life. We'll add some of that too. It's another book by Marley Adams, and it's interesting. You know, we ask ourselves questions all day and don't even think about it. The minute you wake up, what will I wear? What will I have for breakfast? We're going to talk about getting more aware of that mental dialogue that has automatic responses, because those automatic responses are impacting how we live our lives. So not just change our thinking, but change your questions, change your life. And somebody said, what if I don't want my life changed? I like it the way it is. It could always get a little more comfortable, a little more relaxed, a little better. Change is good, all right? So come on out for September 12th, Tuesdays at 7 o'clock. We'll start at 7 o'clock, okay? All right. That takes care of those things. Elaine, please come up. Talk to us about what you're going to be doing after service and anything else you want to mention about practitionering.
I will be available standing over there, and we go into the prayer room if anybody wants a spiritual mind treatment. That's a special prayer. It's not like, you know what the prayer is like here. It's not praying to something in the sky. It's knowing. I can know the truth for you for whatever situation you're in, or even if it's just something you want. It doesn't have to be that something's bad or wrong in your life, but you want some support to know the truth about what you can have in your life. And I'll be happy to help you with that.
Thank you so much. Let's all stand, do our closing benediction, and we'll sing. All right. I'm at home in the heart of God. My life is anchored in truth. I can never be separate. I live in the consciousness of peace. I release all fear. I am living love. Cherie.
There you go.
God is doing something wonderful in me. God is doing something wonderful in me. Something awesome and incredible, and only He can get the glory. God is doing something wonderful, incredible and awesome. God is doing something wonderful in me. God is doing something wonderful in me. God is doing something wonderful in me. Something awesome and incredible, and only She can get the glory. God is doing something wonderful, incredible and awesome. God is doing something wonderful in me. God is doing something wonderful in me. God is doing something wonderful in me. Something awesome and incredible, and only it can get the glory. God is doing something wonderful, incredible and awesome. God is doing something wonderful in me.
All right.
I love you. Charlie. Every day's a new day in love with you. With each day comes a new way of loving you. And every time I see your face, my mind starts to wander. How all my dreams come true. I'll be spending time with you. I love you more today than yesterday, but not as much as tomorrow. I love you more today than yesterday, but darling, not as much as tomorrow. Every day's a new day. Thank you. And Cupid, we don't need you now, be on your way. I thank the Lord for love like ours that grows ever stronger. I always will be true.